Sometimes it's okay to be white. Just because the world thinks you're a problem, an overprivileged problem, doesn't mean that I can't switch a white balance and have it be accurate. That doesn't mean I don't deserve nice things just because nice things are handed to me on a daily basis. White balancing is a conspiracy, my friend, and we will get to the bottom of it today. Oh, we will.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Okay, we have a ridiculous battle set up here today. It's me and like 700 cameras. I noticed that when I took matters into my own hands, I white balanced with the Kelvins, they were different. And I was like, why? They're all set to 5200 Kelvin. It should be the same warmth or not. And that's a lie. So for those who don't even know what white balance means, this should be white. And once that's white, all other colors fall into place accurately and pleasantly. Some want to push it a little warm. I get you. I'm with you. Some like a little cool. You can use it. Oh, it's so cold here. It literally is cold weather, cooler blues. Huh? So we're going to do 3 tests. The first test is right now. Auto white balance. What does the camera decide is the perfect white balance? Then we're going to switch the Kelvins to what I think might be right and equalize them all and see the differences. And then a custom white balance. This is what professionals use. Little foldy thing. Affiliate links, they're available. A spider. So right now you're witnessing the Fuji X-H2S auto white balance. Zeiss lens. Black Pro Mist engaged. We don't mind that. I'm trying to keep things equal here. This is just Astia. I'm not showing off with F-Log 2, so just relax. Boom. Sony a7S III with the 20mm 1.8. Slight ton of advantage. Just an S-Cine tone. Auto white balance. I find Sony to usually be too warm for no good reason. You're an asshole. Olympus. EM1 Mark III. 12mm 22. Black Pro Mist filter engaged. Wow. Sony didn't have one. So sorry about that. Fuji's using it. Go to hell. I find with Olympus, their white balance is nice, but it changes a lot and frequently. Like whenever you move something happens, at least indoors, you get like, oh, there's more white skin to adjust. And it's just like boom, bam, boom, bam. Not good. Canon, of course, with the 6D Mark II, out-resolving each of these in its 1080p line-skipped fashion. Beautiful. Canon seems, in my opinion, to lead the industry in auto white balance technology, and that's why their colors are so good, is they just know white should be this. A demon child, born tonight. So drink it in. This is auto white balance, each camera. This is what they think is right. I disagree. Okay, now what we've done, thanks to Olympus, by the way, they don't let you, they jump by 200 Kelvins. What is that? Fuji will do like 10 Kelvins at a time, which also annoys me. I hate how Fuji individually selects each one. If it's like 5200 Kelvins, you can change the 5 to 6 or the 2 to 3. And whereas Sony is just, you press up and it does it by hundreds. It's much easier to change. You're annoying, Fuji. So we're at 5200 Kelvins for all because Olympus wouldn't do 5100, which looked better to my eye. Just throwing that out there. So Fuji, 5200. You should be identical to the Sony at 5200. When it's talking about white stuff, huh? What are we seeing? We seeing stuff? You better be. And Olympus, you should also be doing it. And Canon, why are you so high up? Why do I suck at framing so bad? I zoomed in instead of changing the angle. I danced around the issue. Just like my mental problems. So do they look identical color-wise? Somewhat. I mean, it's hard to tell because each have their own color science agenda, but white balance should be similar. I find Olympus to be cooler, even though they're at the same temperature. How are you gonna boil water accurately like that, Olympus? Never boiled a donut in your life. It's bullshit. What happens if we Da Vinci click? What changed? Something? I have mucus in my throat. I'm afraid to talk now. Okay, now I'm gonna custom white balance each one, although the Canon, I don't even know how to do it. You have to take a picture and send it into the company, and then they send it back, and then you can use that as a white balance thing. It's hard, so I might not do it for you. I might just do auto white balance for the Canon. You're a loser. Okay, now things are very weird. Fuji has decided this is the right white balance. I highly doubt it. It looks very warm, so when I custom Fuji white balance, it's warmer than it should be to my eye, but maybe I'm wrong. Fuji is known for their color science, and if they say white is white, can you trust an Asian man to date your white wife? I'm not sure you can. So when I custom white balanced, it doesn't tell me what it chose. That's really annoying. So like we could be at anything. Sony, on the other hand, has chosen a 7100 Kelvin. That seems wrong. And green 1, I see. It chose more greens. That's weird for a Sony. Usually that's your problem, too much green, and we see now why. Olympus, on the other hand, who's been leaning this whole time for some reason, lazy ass, tiny micro four third loser sensor, it chose and it disappeared, so I already forgot. It was like 6800 or possibly 6900. I think it was 68. Don't quote me on that. Looks decent, somewhat decent. And Canon, we just left you to decide because you're perfect and you lead the others. This is what is true. White is it raining? I felt a drop. Do I see drops? I dropped your mom off at a gas station once. So what we've learned today is that white balancing is fun. It can be fun. And we're doing a vlog test now to end it in the custom white balance of this chosen method. Perfect stabilization. We're on a Zeiss Prime. Nothing wrong with this. Definitely happy I bought this. Not gonna sell it. Why would you? The XT4 isn't sharper or anything. It's not like you would want that. Or cheaper, or lighter. Same battery, uses it more effectively. I'm not disappointed. When it comes to the Sony, I was able to enable active stabilization while recording, so the Fuji could not do it, and therefore did not do it. Even though the digital stab of the Fuji just makes things worse, whereas the XT4, it actually improved. So there's a lot of Kaizens on the way, right? You on a pirate ship, you piece of shit. Sony stabilization with corrected white balance of 7100 kelvins. No one's ever used that number. I guarantee it. You chose wrong, Sony. I choose your mom. When it comes to Olympus, that's how it's done. That's how the stab is done. Actually, without the digital stab, this lens actually has some warpy shit. I find Olympus, IBIS only, with a lot of lenses, surprisingly, they almost all warp. There was a moth. It's not right, but when you have white balance this nice, at 68 or 6900 kelvins, whichever you choose for a cloudy day, it could work out. It could work out. Autofocus keeps you. No reason to upgrade to the OM1. When it comes to the Canon, I actually had to turn it off and put digital stab on because there's no stab in this system whatsoever. I thought that the 16 to 35 was a stabilized lens. It should be, but it's totally not. I was like, why is that so jerky? I thought lens stab was good. It is, but you have to actually have it in your lens for it to do anything. So we're just in digital. The sad truth is it's probably more stable than the Fuji and the Sony. That hurts. It hurts a lot. More than my shoulder burns right now. The real lesson we learned today was just always shoot Canon, and you might live to talk about it. So I'm gonna leave. I turned the other cameras off. They're all losers. But I'm sure we learned something, that you can't trust white balance in camera on some cameras, only Canon, not Nikon. As soon as you go into the shade, they darken things, they don't know what they're doing. Adapt less next time. Bunch of geeks. Canon for life. Too bad I have to send this thing back. Oh man. It's not worth buying, of course, because there's no 3D pop. But we learned. Buy something, please.